Well, hello, this is Rose RCG Creations. How are you doing? We're making tacos and refried beans out of my pressure can pinto beans that I canned back on October 2020. Here's the date. See that? Here's my beans. Let me get myself my jar opener. This is one of those pry lids jar openers. I have one of those. Got mine on I think it was Amazon. Could have been eBay. I forget which. Now I'm going to use my same strainer that I'm going to strain the juice of these beans. So I'm going to get ready to mash them. But I'm going to use the same strainer so it's less mess and less cleanup in the kitchen. So now I'm just going to put them in my strainer. I'm going to drain them in the sink here. Since it's just me and hubby, these little pint-sized jars work perfect for just me and him for one meal and a little bit of leftover. So let me get myself a container. I'm going to get something that y'all can see and I can put and mash. I am browning my ground beef right now. So that way we can have our tacos in about 45 minutes. Or maybe a little bit less. So I'm just turning them, I'm flipping them over so the other side cooks while I continue making the mashed refried beans. So that's flipped over. Let me get my little vegetable masher. I'm going to put this over here because I don't want it to dribble. I'm just going to rinse this off. I'm just showing you step by step what I'm doing because I'm going to put this on there for some newbies. Some new people who don't know too much about cooking. And I just spilled a little bit of water on the floor. And for safety's sake, because I don't want to slip and fall. I've actually done that twice. It's like, oh. So now I know when I dribble anything on the floor, get a paper towel and just clean it up. Oh, ready. Put this in the garbage. And this has been rinsed off. So this will be ready when I drain my ground beef. The fat. So now I'm going to do is just mash the beans. And because these were pressure canned, and I'll put a link in the description, well actually it won't be the link, I'll put in the description box the processing time to make your own pinto beans. Black beans, baked beans, black beans, pretty much all beans, that type of beans are all done basically the same way. Then all you're doing is just mashing them all. I like to get mine really mashed up pretty good. Let me grab myself a spoon so I can stir to make sure everything is moving and rolling. My ground beef is going good. I've got it at about a medium heat. Make sure you're working with a clean counter and clean tools. I'm going to put my spoon right here because I know I cleaned it because I cleaned it just before I came on air. And all we're doing is mash them up. Now, of course, if you wanted to save some time or if you had a big batch, like for your large families, you would probably want to put this in a blender or a food processor. You could easily do that. That'll get them all smashed up really pretty, fairly easy. I've done that before when we had a huge group, but now that we're empty nesters, we don't need to mess with that. And again, I'm going to scrape the bowl just because I want to make sure that I'm getting everything in there so I can mash it up really well. Now, I personally don't like to add any more water. You could have saved some of your juice, but I'm not doing that because I want this to be refried. So all I want to do is just mash up. Oh, excuse me. That's my alarm for my taco season stuff. Okay, sorry about that. I just want to mash these up because when I heat, because these are already cooked, also all I'm going to be doing is heating them up. Okay, but you want to continue doing this until all the beans are mashed. Because when I eat refried beans, I like them all to be mashed. I don't like to bite into a big old bean. I don't mind it because it's a bean, it's a pinto bean, but I want refried beans. So I'm just going to continue mashing. That's why it's always good if you have a smaller container like I'm doing right here. You can concentrate all the food into a smaller area. I think we're just about done with that. But as you can see I haven't, well, you don't know I haven't done it, but I'm doing this live, well, live for me, not for you, but I have not started and stopped and started and stopped like I do in my other videos, because I usually always tell you when I'm doing that. So it really doesn't take that much time. And it's a lot better than buying from the can. But I've done it before, and I'll do it again. Because it's always good to have some cans of food in your pantry, because you just never know. You may have unexpected company. You may have someone in need in your neighborhood or your family that's in need. And it's nice to be able to give them something that they probably will enjoy eating. So it's always good to have some canned goods in your pantry. Okay, that looks pretty darn good to me. And I'm going to bring you up close so you can see. See that? That's smashed up pretty darn well. And as you can see, it really isn't a lot, but it's just, like I said, it's just me and hubby. So, I'm going to get my pot. Now, I'm going to get my little, I cook my refried beans. I heat them up in a little bit of bacon grease. Now I'm looking for my jar of bacon grease that I had in here. Here we go. I just keep it in the fridge. I'm going to get a clean, smooth spoon, and I'm just going to take a little bit, not a whole lot, because this is a small amount. And I just dropped a piece. Okay, see that? It's just a small portion of my bacon grease. I'll close that up in a minute and put it in the fridge. Now I'm just going to put my beans in here, scrape my spoon out. Let me scrape my beans. Some people will probably think that's just enough for one person, but hubby really didn't care for refried beans all that much. I like them a lot. So this is more than enough for us two. Okay. Now, as you can see, there's the beans with a little bit of bacon grease. Put this on the stove, and I'm going to heat it up, but I'm not going to do it now because I'm going to wait till my taco meat is just about ready. So when that's ready and my shells are ready, then I'll turn the heat on, so that way the beans are hot. So I'm going to stop the camera and I'll bring you back when I get to that phase. Oh, let me show you. So there's my taco meat. Right now it's just ground beef. It's cooking, and then the other pan for my beans. Okay, I'll bring you back. Okay, we're back. I went ahead, sorry I'm moving the camera around. I seasoned with my taco seasoning. I'll put the recipe in the description box. I'll probably also do it as a pop-up during the video. And here is my refried beans back there. And then here I'm creating my own tostadas. My hubby likes flour tortillas. I do not. Bear with me, I'm trying to move my camera around here. Okay, there we go. So I just do corn tortillas and I fry them. And I like mine toasty. As you can see that. See the sides? And here's my other ones that I made. I don't eat tacos the traditional way. It's just me, Rosa. But what I'm going to do is give you a little taste test. Because I like to do taste tests. Excuse me for reaching right in front of the camera. Sorry about that. So I'm going to get me a little bit of taco meat. So that's my taco meat with all my seasonings on it. Get my refried beans. Now, this is when I season my plate because I cook with no salt. Because pretty much, like everything is like the seasoning salt, the taco seasoning salt, it already has salt in it. So I don't like to add too much salt because I'm trying to stay away from as much salt as possible. And I'm already cheating by eating this fried tortilla. Okay, so let me just go with this one because that one's hot. So, there is my dinner. Let me move you back so you can see everything. Sorry again about the moving the camera around. Okay, here we go. So while that cools down for just a second, let me get my fork. But I wanted to show you, all I did was use store-bought corn tortillas. I know I can make my own. I used to make my own, but not anymore. They're good, but there's just a lot of work. Hubby likes flour tortillas on his, and he makes them into a regular little taco. So that's for him when he's not home yet from work. But I wanted to show you, here is my dehydrated beans. They're already all chopped up. These are store-bought. But I like these because all you do is put them in a container, put boiling hot water, just barely enough to coat the beans. You let it sit for 20 minutes and they're ready to roll. They're done. You don't have to mash them. You don't have to do anything but heat them up. And then they're ready to cook. But what I'm doing, I did my dehydrated onions, my caramelized dehydrated onions. I did these back on December the 25th. I'll put a link on that video in the description box. But this is my first best way now that I've made these. I definitely will be making these again. Of how I add onions to my meal, and I don't have to worry about getting a raw onion and chopping it all up because I don't have to do that. So hubby's just here. He don't want to be in the video, so he's going to stay in the background. Okay, so let's do the taste test. And so here's my beans. And like I told you, I don't eat a taco the traditional way. I cut up cut in pieces my little tortilla, and I kind of scoop it. Let me get myself some taco meat. Sorry, I'm talking about my food mouth. With food in my mouth. Sorry about that. It's really good. I don't have to season it. I don't need to put salt or pepper on it. I'm good to go. Because the seasoning on the taco, on the meat with the taco seasoning was enough for me. And with the onions, these caramelized onions, but this is my take on a quick, and I'm pretty sure I'll have to double check the time. I'm using the camera that doesn't let me see what's going on, so I'll double check it, but I think it only took me maybe 15 minutes from the minute I put my raw meat in my pan, cook it up, heat it up, drain it. And I drained it, you saw me draining that in that white colander strainer, and I put ours in the grease. See the grease? I wait for it to get hard, and then I throw it in the garbage, because this is no good. But I don't put grease down my sink, because we live in the city, and I don't want to plug up my lines and stuff. But one more bite. That is definitely 2 thumbs up. That is a good, yummy dinner. It was all said and done in about 20 to 30 minutes, and you're done and ready to eat. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit comment, like, and subscribe. And don't forget to share. Share me out so we can grow my channel. Thank you so much. Have a good day. We'll see you in the next video. I apologize for talking with food in my mouth. It is really yummy. Bye-bye.